My name is Ann Class, and I'm doing my graduate research on making math meaningful in the classroom. Currently, I am a fourth, fifth, and seventh grade science and math teacher at a local Catholic elementary school in Buffalo, New York. I started this semester wanting to design a project, particularly for my math students. I am constantly seeing my math students disinterested and disengaged with the material I'm teaching them. They seem to get into very common routines in which they take notes, complete activities, do their homework, prepare for assessments, and move on to the next concept, next unit, next chapter. And there's no true connection made. They're always asking me, what's the point? Why are we learning this? Where are we going to see this again? And that's the reason for this graduate research project. I wanted to design something for my students that made math meaningful to them, to have them form connections to what they're learning, to see that this is going to come back beyond school, outside of school, outside of the classroom. When I completed my literature review, I found that the research tells you just that. Students need a connection, whether it's teachers writing word problems with the students' names in the problem, or if it's actually creating a project where they get to become a part of real world situations. Students need some sort of connection to really get interested in the material. So I started designing my project. I decided to name it My Simulated Life. When I start the project, I give the students what I call a family profile. This is a worksheet in which they record all of their information that they will gather throughout the project. I first start out with having my students pick a family size and a profession out of a hat. Students do not get a choice, and because of that, they really need to adjust and work within their means. So once the students have recorded their family and their profession along with the salary connected to that profession, I guide them through a series of activities. The first activity is focused on banking. I guide my students through checking, savings, and investment banking. From the checking account side, they learn how to write checks. They learn about check registers. In savings accounts, they learn about interest, what interest is, how it's added to accounts. And with investments, we learn about the stock market. We learn about the importance of long-term savings. So once we go through the banking exercises, we move on to housing. Housing is a fun activity that the students get to use a website called Zillow. It's a website that posts houses and apartments that are for sale and rent in the area. I ask all my students to rent for the main purpose that no student in the project will have enough money for a down payment. So with housing, they choose an apartment for rent, a condo, or a house, and the house must be situated for their particular family and situation. After housing, I guide my students through activities that relate to transportation. Again, we go to a website that lists cars for sale in the area. This website is called Auto Trader. They learn and understand about car loans, the difference between leasing and buying cars, and they record, and they are able to choose a car that they want to buy and record it on their family profile. After they learn about transportation needs, we discuss food. Not only food, but the importance of a healthy meal and how to design meals for their whole family. So we talk about the My Food Plate. We talk about meal planning. We talk about what it's like to go grocery shopping. Each grocery store in the area has a website that lists all the products. The students are able to build a menu for a week. They're able to choose one of those days' menu and go shopping for every ingredient. We take that total, apply it to the month, and we record it on our family profile. About halfway through the project, I give my students what I call an unexpected event card. This is a card, it could be bad, it also could be good, but it's a card that allows my students to adjust to situations that they don't necessarily plan for. So just as it is in real life, there's things that happen that we can't always account for ahead of time. A car accident, a sick pet. But there's also good things too, like a bonus, a birthday present. And from there, my students learn to adjust their budget accordingly. My students, after they get their unexpected event, are guided through an activity that allows them to understand payroll deductions. They learn about the cost it is to have a pet. They learn about how much it is to, provide entertainment, go on trips and vacations. All of this information is recorded on their family profile. The main purpose of this project is for my students to stay in budget. Once they're at the end and have been guided through all the activities, they have to look and see if they, at the end of the month and at the end of the year, are able to save any money. A lot of times this is an eye-opening experience for students because they haven't taken everything into account. So when they're looking for their house or they're looking for their car, they think big. And so this project really teaches my students the importance of staying within your means. I implemented this project in my classroom a few months ago, and ever since, my students have been so excited when they come through the doors. They every day ask me, are we going to do the project? Are we going to do the project? And just this excitement alone has really changed the environment of my math class. So moving forward with this project, there's different formats a teacher can use to apply it to their particular classroom. It can be taught all in one bit, typically at the end, or scattered throughout the year, depending on the concepts they're learning in the classroom. However, at the end of this project, there is a final report the students write. They write one page about their family. They write one page about their profession, about their banks, about their housing, transportation. Each piece of the project they talk about. They are able to explain and create and imagine these situations, and it gives them a chance to be creative with what they've done throughout the project. So I'm really excited to see the outcome as I finish this up in the next month with my class. And yes, so thank you very much.